Hey guys, my name is Kenneth, and as a part of the mini-series, I'll be talking about watches. I have a huge affinity for watches, and I thought it'd be really nice to sit down and share some of it with you guys, and hopefully you could learn something too. Today we'll be talking about the four main types of watches, and these four types will cover the largest spectrums of any watch that you'll see. These types are the diver, the chronograph, the dress watch, and the field watch. With each watch, I'm going to talk about examples, really famous examples, and then I'm going to talk about a budget category. And then from there, I'm going to tell you what makes up the characteristics of these watches and how they fit into certain closet types. So some watches will be more fitting by design and nature to your closet type than others. The first type of watches I'm talking to you today is divers. So by its very name, a diver is meant to use to get wet. It's meant to be used under the ocean. A diver has three main characteristics. The first characteristic is the diving bezel. The second is the water resistance. And the third is large loom plots. When diving underwater, the watch needs to be able to withstand a huge amount of water depth. If not, water enters the case and starts to ruin the watch. So most diving watches will usually start, people will suggest diving around a watch that takes 100 meters minimum. That is, if you could submerge the watch under 100 meters, the water would not enter the case. Also, underwater, with a dimmer amount of light, the watch needs to be extremely legible. With that, the watch requires larger loom plots, both on the hands and on the hour markings. The larger loom plots allow a greater surface area for loom to be attached, and therefore for more legibility, of course. And finally, a diving bezel. The diving bezel is to be used as a timer. It rotates in one direction to be able to lock in and be able to use to count down a certain time. Usually this is to measure a gas tank, an air tank, or how quickly you rise to prevent you from getting sick. However, most of the people I know don't dive, and they'll use it to gauge time of cooking tea, which is kind of nice. The common examples for a diver is the Rolex Submariner, the Omega Seamaster, the Breitling Super Ocean, and the budget option is the Seiko SKX, to be had for a little under $200. When wearing a diver, it fits really well into sportswear, casual wear, and thanks to James Bond, now a lot of people are wearing them with business casual and perhaps even suit and tie. Next up, we're going to be talking about chronographs. These are also known as racing watches. Excuse me. They get their beginning in kind of car racing. It's being able to time laps around a track. Chronos will usually have a larger size because it requires the room of the stopwatch. The stopwatch will now add 3 extra dials onto the face of the watch, which will give it the ability to read minutes, seconds, and usually sub-seconds from the stopwatch. The stopwatch will you can very easily connote that it will have 2 pushers, both at the 2 o'clock and the 4 o'clock, right next to the crown of your watch. With this, the most common examples is the Rolex Daytona, the Cartier Tank, the Omega Speedmaster, the first watch on the moon, the Huer Monaco, and the budget option is the Timex Expedition, to be had around $50. And the way it is normally worn is due to the size of the case, and the dial, it is much busier, therefore it would be much more casual. The rule of thumb is the bigger and more busier the dial, the more casual it is. On the flip side, with dress watches will naturally sit smaller in proportion to your wrist and is more simplistic. So next we're going to be talking about dress watches. Dress watches, by its name, is for a much more formal setting. Dress watches are going to be much more smaller in proportion. It needs to be a watch that fits easily under the shirt cuff and can slide back and forth so it doesn't get caught. Dress watches can mostly be made of precious metals and will have no to minimal lume on the dial. With the dial, like I said before, it's going to be a very simplistic dial. It's going to be one common color. It's going to be very understated. With dress watches, you're going to see mostly stick dials, which is very thin rectangular dials, or Roman numerals that take place around the hour markings. The common examples for dress watches is the Grand Seiko Snowflake, the Cartier Tank, the Rolex Datejust, the Rolex Cellini, and the budget option and fan pick is the Orient Bambino. With dress watches, you're mostly going to find them on suit and tie. If you ever wear a button-up, or you find yourself in sharp business casual, then a dress watch is much more fitting there. Some people, if adventurous, choose to wear dress watches with tuxedos. However, most purists would suggest that you don't wear a watch with a tux. Finally, we're going to talk about field watches. Field watches get their beginnings in World War I, where people started taking pocket watches and soldering arms onto the pocket watch in order to attach it to your wrist, because it was much easier to wear a watch on your wrist than pull it out of your pocket in the middle of a war. With this, it's going to have a huge military vibe. These are going to be clunky, easy to read, large, extremely durable. With easy to read, they're going to be very contrasting. So black dials with white numerics, or white dials with black numerics. The majority of field watches will also have Arabic numbers on them. Let me see here. Also with large, also these watches will have either large lume plots, so the Arabic numbers will be filled in, the hands will have a lot of lume on it, or the watch will have the ability to light up. You want to be able to read these watches in low lighting. Of this, the really popular examples is the Rolex Explorer and the Panerai Radiomir, and the budget option is the Timex Weekender. When wearing a field watch, the outfit of choice is usually casual to business casual. You really don't want to take it up to too casual, because field watches are mostly casual in nature. So if you're in jeans to khaki territory, you'll be alright. Alright guys, well that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. I know this video has been a little bit long, but I wanted to make sure that I covered a really basic groundwork foundation for us to continue to move forward. Thanks for watching.